If you think Norwegian winters are tough today, you have no idea what it was like 50 or 60 years ago. No heat pumps, no Gore-Tex jackets, no heated car seats, just wool, willpower, and traditions passed down through generations. Today we are going back in time. We are looking at 10 things Norwegians did to survive winter in the 1960s and 70s. Some of these will shock you. Some will make you grateful for modern technology. And a few of them, Norwegians still do today. If your grandparents grew up in Norway, this video will explain a lot. If you are not Norwegian, prepare to understand why these people are so tough. Let us begin. Before we dive in, make sure you subscribe to the channel. We post videos about Norwegian culture, history, and nostalgia every week. Trust me, you do not want to miss what is coming next. Number 10. Sleeping in freezing bedrooms. Here is something that sounds insane to most of the world. Norwegian families kept their bedrooms cold. Very cold, sometimes near freezing. The logic was simple. You heat the living areas where you spend your waking hours. Bedrooms are for sleeping. And sleeping happens under thick wool blankets and feather duvets that trap your body heat like nothing else. Children would run from the warm living room, jump into ice-cold beds, and burrow under layers of wool until their body heat created a warm cocoon. The air in the room stayed cold all night. Many families even left windows slightly open to let fresh air circulate. They believed cold air led to better sleep and stronger immune systems. Sounds crazy? Science actually supports this now. Research shows that cooler room temperatures improve sleep quality. Norwegians figured this out decades before the studies existed. Number 9. The daily spoonful of tran. Every Norwegian child from this era remembers one thing: the taste of tran, cod liver oil, that thick, fishy, absolutely disgusting liquid that parents force down their children's throats every single morning. Why? Vitamin D. Norway has some of the darkest winters on the planet. In some parts of the country, the sun disappears for months. Without vitamin D from sunlight, people get sick, bones weaken, immune systems fail. Cod liver oil was a solution. One spoonful every morning before breakfast. Children would gag. They would cry. They would beg for anything else. But parents were relentless. This was survival, not comfort. The funny thing is, many Norwegians still take cod liver oil today, except now it comes in capsules, so you do not have to taste it. Progress. Number 8. Wool everything. Before synthetic fabrics and heated underwear, there was wool, and Norwegians wore it on every part of their body. Wool underwear, wool socks, wool sweaters, wool hats, wool mittens, layers upon layers of wool against the skin, because nothing else kept you warm when temperatures dropped to minus 20 or 30 degrees. The secret is that wool keeps you warm even when wet. It breathes. It regulates temperature. Cotton gets cold and clammy when you sweat. Wool just keeps working. Norwegian mothers would knit constantly. Sweaters for the children, socks for the family. The famous Luskov pattern was not just decorative, it was functional. The intricate stitching created extra insulation. Today, fancy outdoor brands sell merino wool base layers for premium prices. Norwegians have been wearing them for centuries. Number 7. Babies sleeping outside. This one shocks foreigners every single time. In Norway, babies have traditionally been put outside to nap. In winter, in the cold, sometimes in temperatures well below freezing. Parents would bundle their babies in wool, place them in prams on the porch or balcony, and let them sleep in the fresh, cold air. This practice goes back generations and continues today. The belief is that cold, fresh air strengthens the immune system and leads to deeper, longer sleep. Studies have actually supported this. Babies who nap in cold air tend to sleep longer and get sick less often. Of course, the babies are dressed properly. Multiple wool layers, thick sleeping bags, windproof covers. Only their faces are exposed to the air. But still, to outsiders, seeing a row of prams with sleeping babies outside a Norwegian cafe in the middle of winter is genuinely shocking. Number 6. The wood-burning stove. Central heating was rare in Norwegian homes until relatively recently. Before that, families gathered around the vedovn, the wood-burning stove. This was the heart of the home. Literally, families would spend their evenings in the room with the stove, staying close to the warmth. Bedrooms stayed cold, bathrooms stayed cold, but the living room with the stove was warm and cozy. Chopping and stacking firewood was not a hobby. It was survival. Families would spend autumn preparing for winter. Stacks would line the outside of houses. Running out of firewood in January was unthinkable. The smell of wood smoke, the crackling of the fire, the ritual of feeding logs into the stove. These are core memories for anyone who grew up in Norway during this era. Number 5. Preserving food for the long winter. Supermarkets existed, but they were not what they are today. Fresh produce was limited. Imported goods were expensive. Families had to prepare. Autumn was preservation season. Fish was salted, dried, and stored. Meat was smoked or cured. Vegetables were pickled. Potatoes were stored in cold cellars that stayed just above freezing all winter. This is where dishes like rackfisk and lutefisk come from. These were not invented for taste. They were invented for survival. When you need protein in February and fresh fish is impossible to get, fermented trout starts looking pretty good. Families would eat the same preserved foods for months. Variety was a luxury. Survival was a priority. Number 4. Outdoor toilets. Here is something nobody talks about. Many Norwegian homes, especially in rural areas, did not have indoor plumbing until surprisingly late. The outdoor toilet, the utito, was a fact of life. Imagine waking up at 3 in the morning in the middle of January. It is minus 20 outside, and you need to use the bathroom. You put on your boots. You put on your coat. You walk through the snow to a small wooden shed. You do your business as fast as humanly possible, and you run back inside. This was normal. Children grew up with this. Nobody complained because everybody did it. When indoor toilets finally became standard, it must have felt like the greatest luxury imaginable. Number 3. Walking to school in any weather. Norwegian children walked to school in all conditions, through snow, through ice, through wind and darkness. There were no snow days. School was open. You showed up. The famous Norwegian saying captures it perfectly. There is no bad weather, only bad clothing. Children would ski to school when the snow was deep enough. They would walk in total darkness during the polar night in northern Norway. They would ride with red cheeks and frozen eyelashes, and then sit in class like it was completely normal. This built a certain toughness, a certain attitude toward weather that Norwegians carry to this day. When the rest of the world shuts down for a snowstorm, Norwegians just put on another layer and keep going. Number 2, the importance of community. Winter in Norway was not just survived individually. It was survived together. Neighbors helped each other. Families gathered. Communities came together for warmth, for food, for company during the darkest months. Dugnad, the tradition of communal work, was essential. If a neighbor needed help with firewood, you helped. If a family was struggling, the community stepped in. This was not charity. This was survival strategy. The long, dark winters also meant more time indoors with family, more storytelling, more crafts, more connection. The hygge that Scandinavians are famous for was born from necessity. When you cannot go outside for months, you learn to make inside as warm and cozy as possible. Number 1, a mindset of acceptance. Here is the thing that truly allowed Norwegians to survive those brutal winters. Mindset. They did not fight the winter. They did not complain about it. They accepted it as part of life and adapted everything around it. Winter was not something to endure until spring. It was a season with its own beauty, its own activities, its own rhythms. Skiing was not exercise. It was transportation. Snow was not an obstacle. It was a playground. This acceptance is something that modern Norwegians still carry. The idea that you do not wait for perfect conditions. You work with what you have. You dress properly, prepare properly, and live your life regardless of what the weather does outside. And honestly, that might be the most valuable lesson from this entire list. Not the wool underwear, not the cod liver oil, but the attitude that winter is not your enemy. It is just winter, and you are Norwegian. You will be fine. And there you have it. 10 things Norwegians did to survive winter in the 1960s and 70s. Did your family have traditions like these? Do your grandparents have stories about the old winters? I want to hear them. Drop a comment below and share your memories. If this video taught you something new or made you appreciate how tough previous generations really were, share it with someone who needs to see it. Hit subscribe if you have not already. We are building the biggest community of Norway lovers on YouTube, and new videos are coming every single week. Thank you for watching. Stay warm. Ha det bra.